Hi, I'm Mark Donovan from HomeEditionPlus.com, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to keep crawl spaces dry and warm. The first thing about keeping a crawl space warm is to insulate the ceiling rafters or the floor joists between the bays. And you want to put in at least an R19 or 6-inch type insulation in between the floor joists. And you can hold the insulation up with these metal rods that just easily poke into the floor joists and keep the insulation secure up against the floor of the room above us. Also, when installing insulation in crawl space, you want to make sure that you put the insulation in the knee walls. Again, these are 6-inch studs, so there's R19 insulation in the knee walls. You also want to make sure the insulation goes right up against the bays between the floor joists. Now that we've talked about keeping your crawl space warm, the next major topic is how do you keep it dry? With all basements or crawl spaces, they tend to be high in humidity, and that's because moisture wicks in from the ground up into the airspace. And what you need to do to prevent that is put a vapor barrier on the ground before you pour concrete floors or before you put a crushed stone material in the crawl space. So what we've done here is we've installed a polyethylene or plastic vapor barrier between the ground in the crawl space and the gravel that we placed over top. The polyethylene prevents the moisture from the ground wicking up and forming as a vapor, humidity vapor, in the crawl space area. We then put a couple inches of crushed stone on top so that we don't damage the polyethylene plastic when we're walking or crawling around in this space. So you definitely want to make sure you put polyethylene into the onto the floor of the basement prior to putting gravel, or even if you're deciding to pour a concrete floor in. The last thing you need to think about when doing a crawl space is ventilation. And here we have about a 16-inch by 8-inch high screen ventilation system. We have a couple of them installed in this particular space, which is approximately 20 by 16. And what we have this for is to help eliminate the high moisture levels that can still occur even with the moisture barrier, the polyethylene plastic that we installed in the floor of the crawl space. There is some debate on whether or not it's a good idea to have ventilation or not. Some argue that in the hot summer we have hot humidity, that it's negative to have ventilation like this installed because the warm, moist, hot air comes in and condenses on the pipes that may be in the crawl space and cause water to form, which then can lead to mold and mildew. So some people say shut off or block up the ventilation systems during the summer months and then open them up in the fall time. My view is I'd rather not have to worry about closing them and opening them on a regular basis, so I leave them open all year long, and I wrap the pipes, any interior pipes that I have, with an insulation material that helps prevent the condensation that could form by the high humidity. So anyways, there you have it. Those are the three main issues that you need to think about with your crawl space: ventilation, insulation, and a vapor barrier. If you have any other home improvement questions, visit us at HomeEditionPlus.com today.